It is such a joy to be here with Yogi Ishan. Yogi Ishan is a master of Bhuma Yoga. He's also practiced sun meditation at Auroville here in India. He's come highly recommended to us from our friends at Yogic Herald, a magazine here in India. They said, you are the rare yogi. You've been a traveling yogi around India, and that you're able to tap in with universal consciousness. And so here we are on the banks of the Ganges in Rishikesh, India, with Paramahansa Niketan in the background and talking with a rare yogi. So this is quite a delight. And you and I were just talking about the nature of the world today. Could you please share a little insights with people?
Well, the nature of the world is, like I was just saying to you, that it has gone very fast. You know, I'm talking about not the world in general. The nature is the same. You know, the Ganga is still the same. The mountains are still the same. The earth is still the same. But the people, the society has changed, and that's quite normal. That's quite obvious over the years. So technology, development, lifestyles, everything has changed over the last thousands of years, over the last hundreds of years. Every year there is a boom in technology, and there's a huge change. You know, every day your mobile is getting updated. So every day there is a change. Every moment there is a change. Every single second someone is making some discovery around in some part of this world that is changing our life. You know, changing the life of each and every human being. So the world is changing. That is one aspect which needs to go on, because it is a good thing. We are moving forward in the right direction. But at another point, another thing is the balance that is required. Who we are as a person, our mind, our body, our spirit, that needs to remain stable. While inculcating all these new lifestyles, all this new technology into our life, at the same time we need to maintain that balance, you know, like when you bring both your palms together and bring it under the tip of your nose and then take it to the mid-brow region. This is balance. The balance of the Shiva and the Shakti. The balance of the two naris in our body, which is called Ingla and Pingala, bringing them into the center, which is called Sushumna, which in other words is also called finding your center. You know, all these mudras, you know, this it is about finding your center. Every day, every morning, every evening, if you are able to find your center, you know, every day before going to work, if you are able to find your center, you will be that better in your work.
Okay, so let's go a little bit deeper here. And so clearly yoga and different types of yoga and meditation are able to help us tap into this center. And so speak with us about what that is like, and then tapping in with this universal consciousness and how that guides us.
Well, the universal consciousness is completely connected to us. It's just that we have sometimes, some of us, or sometimes all of us, lose connection with it. You know, the universal consciousness is the consciousness that resides in this entire universe. You know, this universe is moving every day. Whether we wake up or we don't wake up, the Ganga is going to keep flowing. The earth is going to keep spinning. The earth is going to keep revolving around the sun, and the moon around the earth. That is going to keep happening. So, universal consciousness is continuously there, doing its job. Its presence is continuously there. In the same way, our own consciousness, the Atma, is also always there. And the moment every Atma, like you, me, all these people around, everything that you see, the Ganga, the Himalayas, everything is consciousness. The moment we are able to connect with this consciousness, it means we are able to tap with the universal consciousness. And yoga is that tool, that technique, that method. Arguably the only method. But that's arguably because different people may have different opinions, but arguably the only opinion, the only puerile way to connect with everything. And then you get the realization that we all are one, then people will not people will stop messing with the Ganga. People will stop messing with the Himalayas. Because the moment you mess with the Himalayas or you mess with the Alps, you know that I'm messing with myself.
So as we start to experience this universal consciousness in us, we become aware that this universal consciousness is everything.
Yeah.
And then we show love and peace
It's
towards
all love.
everything.
Yeah.
So let's speak a little bit more. I mean, just any particular messages for people around the world who are at different places in their practices with yoga and so forth, in terms of being able to move into deeper harmony.
That's a wonderful question. How to move deeper for all yoga practitioners and even trainers all over the world. How to move deeper into the practice of yoga. I believe one thing that I would suggest is, from my personal experience, longer stretches of meditation, particularly if you're a yoga trainer or if you are into a yoga training course. Longer stretches of meditation is very important. What people do, what normally is advised by all gurus and everyone, including all of us, is that do it in the morning, do it in the evening. It has been written in the Vedas, it has been written in the Upanishads, it has been written in the Yoga Sutra, it has been written everywhere. But if you want to go deeper, once you have transcended a certain level, okay, then it's about more intense meditation, and that will take some time. You'll have to build more patience. You'll have to have more love for meditation. That love for meditation is important. That habit of meditating is important. I'm working on the laptop 50 minutes, 1 hour, 2 hours. I have worked just for 1 minute. If I do some yoga meditation, I keep doing this, and in the end of the day, it's like I have done 4 to 5 hours of meditation in a day. That is one thing. Another thing is when I sit for meditation on the banks of the Ganga or anywhere, even in my home or in a yoga studio in the morning, I just wake up 30 minutes earlier so that I can do that extra 30 minutes of meditation. Or sometimes I go for a retreat, 15-day retreat, 5-day retreat, and I devote myself fully to meditation.
Okay.
I'm not asking for the whole day, but let's say 4 hours, 5 hours at a stretch.
Okay. And so what starts to happen when a person starts to make that commitment to longer meditations on a regular basis?
Well, a lot of things can happen because different bodies, different minds, different happenings, because yoga is all about healing in the first process. Even meditation is a healer in the first process. So initially what will happen is healing. There are obstacles in your body and in your mind. They need to be removed. So the consciousness is medicine in itself. The moment you start tapping into it, it will start healing you. It will start making you go into a set of asanas on your own. There is no one training you there. There is no trainer. You are doing it on your own. It's happening. Your consciousness is your greatest guru and will make you do asanas, mudras, and this is how all these asanas and mudras came into the first place. The first rishi did not have a guru. So where did it come from? It came from the consciousness. Today we have books that tell us about asanas, that tell us about mudras, pranayams. Once upon a time, there were no books. So your consciousness was your book.
Okay. So this going deeper in and tapping in with this consciousness, and that consciousness really starts to flow through us and guide us. And you also use the word love for meditation.
Yeah.
So we're doing these practices and techniques. Talk with us about the importance of this love in practice.
Love. The moment you take a plunge into the world of yoga, into meditation, love is something which will just sprout. It will just blossom. It will just boom. meditation, when you become a yogi or when you become a meditator, you're all full of love. Love is the ultimate thing. There is nothing beyond love. When you get connected with everything, or even when you get connected with your own self, when you become yourself, it is all love. You look around and you feel like going and embracing the Ganga. If you're not good at swimming, you may drown, so don't do that. But you will feel like embracing the Ganga. You can feel it right now if you go to the banks of the Ganga and you are full of love, you are meditating, you will just feel like embracing the Ganga. You will just feel like going and hugging a tree. It may look crazy to many people, but, well, that's yoga.
Yeah. And beautiful, beautiful. And then to talk about that when you're in the deep meditation and longer meditations and in the stillness, and then bringing that devotion and love to universal consciousness, God, Spirit. Talk about that dance a little bit.
Well, when we are meditating, the first thing that we need to come to is a state of silence, and that's where we anchor, make our first anchor. Once we have entered a state of inner silence and complete stillness, then the processes of healing begin. And once all that processes, we go beyond those processes, then it is about love. But when we are starting our meditation practice, for those who are starting out, building a love for yoga, for meditation is very important. And for that, we need to travel. We need to start communicating more with, spending more time with our own self, because then only we will discover who we are, what we are. We need to start spending more time with the nature. Today, people don't spend too much time with the nature. They're busy in their urban city life. So, this world, like they say, this world is like it's a Maya. So, in this Maya, if you are completely enveloped in Maya, then it will be very difficult for you to have any kind of love for anything. So you have to take that first disciplined decision to go to my yoga class or to my yoga studio or even an online yoga training. Every day, you have to take that. Okay. And then the love will start coming.
Okay, so this is so beautiful and this is so touching right now, because as you said earlier, you said the world is speeding up. There's a lot of potential distractions from technology, and yet this universal consciousness in nature is always there. And so when we start this journey, it takes effort to start the journey, and then there will be healing. And there's a lot there we could explore, but yet another time. And I know that healing can sometimes be painful, sometimes challenging. And yet if we stay with the sciences of yoga, we can move through that healing that opens us up to the stillness, to the self, the Atman, and that connection with universal consciousness, and then the love.
Then the love. That's the ultimate state, love.
And here, oftentimes, I can speak for myself and probably many people around the world, we go looking for that state of love and joy and bliss that exists inside through all the different things outside. So as we tap into that, we can experience outside, and we can still be engaged in the world. So let's touch briefly upon that. Then, so as we move through this discipline, longer meditations, healing, silence, love, tapping in with universal consciousness. And then please speak about then also from that place we're staying engaged in the world. We're not just going off into a cave.
Yes, that's very important. Not going off into the cave, because very many people think that
we need to go to the cave or the jungle for yoga or meditation. Or there are many people, I have seen many people during my teachings who have just thrown their family or their, their work into the kitchen sink
Mm-hmm.
for their yogic and meditation pursuit. But I don't think that's needed.
Mm-hmm.
That's needed at all. If you look around at the yoga masters and gurus today, no one has thrown their responsibilities and duties to the kitchen sink. In fact, the responsibilities, they have become more responsible. So yoga is about becoming more responsible and about becoming more engaging. Engagement not just with the self, but also engagement with the outer world.
Mm-hmm.
So it's also about social work. It's also about saving the Ganga.
Mm-hmm.
It's also about saving the tiger.
Mhm.
It's also about saving the planet.
Because we're actually saving the larger self.
Yeah, we are saving the larger self, the higher self, exactly. So this is not an excuse that just because I want to do yoga, I'm going to leave my job or I'm going to do something. I don't think that's the right decision. You can work, and at the same time, you can meditate
And be guided by a higher
and
consciousness.
be guided by
With love.
With love, exactly.
Yogi Ishan, I just have to say, this is such a delight.
Thank you.
I mean, the presence, I hope people are experiencing the presence that I'm experiencing too. And that's along with the wisdom. Any final words of insights for people who are listening?
I believe a message that I would like to give to people on the occasion of the UN Day is that time is flowing by. You know, years have passed by in the life of each and every human being present on this planet today. And with each and every passing day, without yoga or just by thinking that I will do yoga tomorrow or I will start my yoga practice tomorrow, I'm thinking about yoga, doing yoga. Time is slipping by. This body is coming down. Mental problems, psychological, emotional problems are increasing manifold. So the physical health is very important. The mental health is very important. Only if we are healthy, then can we perform yoga and attain our spirituality. So before things go down, start doing yoga now.
What a gift. The opportunity for people around the world to practice this ancient science of self-realization.
Yeah,
And then joyfully play our role in the world.
exactly.
Yogi Ishan, it is such a joy to be with you. Thank you. Namaste.
Namaste.